Hello and welcome to my review of the Sony Bravia 48-inch smart TV. Thank you to Product Testing UK for giving me the opportunity to product test this television. Yeah, good times. So I received it on the 16th of November, Sunday. It came via courier. Courier guy, very pleasant. Dropped it off for me, brought it in. The television came in its usual, Sony box. I must admit the size, even then, was overwhelming. It was massive. Up against previous TVs I've owned, I think the largest I've ever had before was 32 inch. So as you can imagine, 48 inch is pretty big. So I received it, opened it up. It was really well packed in polystyrene, lots of plastic, a lot of plastic. But that's good. It wasn't damaged in any way, so I was happy to see the packaging was really good. Once I opened up, started taking stuff out. Inside was the TV screen wrapped up, along with two screws, as you have to screw the stand into the bottom of the television. The remote with 2 times Sony AAA batteries. The TV power supply, which comes in 2 bits, the wire that connects into the mains, and then into the other end of that cable you connect the battery pack, which then connects into the back of the television. Along with it comes a load of pamphlets and stuff. So the Sony notices and licenses for software used in this television. Then we have this little pamphlet here, which is a Sony pamphlet, more or less prompting us to register the product on the Sony website. We create an account on their website, and then we can register the product to our account. The Sony European Guarantee Information document. Oops. And also came it's the Sony Television Quick Start Guide with a load of more or less pictures, just giving you a rough idea how to initially set it all up. The television stand, the remote, and the battery pack, once you take it all out of the box. To be honest, I found that one a little bit useless. I found the pictures a bit simplistic. They just didn't describe things as well. It took me a while. It might just be me being a little bit special, but that the stand, the lips on the stand don't actually sit on the sides of the TV, but they're supposed to go into the bottom. There are grooves in the bottom that the stand goes into, and then you bolt it into the bottom of the television. So yeah, but I got there in the end. And last but not least, the Sony television, that's all it says on there. More or less it's just giving you the safety precautions and all that for this TV, telling you what to do. Definitely don't stick it on the radiator, and definitely don't try to clean it down with the hose. And that in 21 different languages. So, good to have, I guess, but not much use right now. So once that's all done, you've got your stand all up on there, all connected up to the mains. You start it up, and you have to go through a few things before you can actually start using it properly. It will ask you to connect to your Wi-Fi. As most things with a smart television, you're going to need your Wi-Fi. Really simple, as per a laptop or a phone, more or less just search for the network, click on it, put in your PIN or password, and that's it, it connects up. It did it really easily. It took a number of seconds for it to connect up to the Wi-Fi, so yeah, it was pretty fast on that front. You set up your date and the time. You'll need to set up a PIN that you'll remember, so write it down somewhere. Although I'm not sure I did, but I'm sure my other half will remind me at some point. And then it will ask you what you want to do with the updates. You can choose between updating it automatically, manually, or not at all. I did it automatically because obviously it just saves you a load of hassle. It just does it by itself, and why the hell not? I mean, yeah. So that just seemed like the normal thing to do. So let's move on to the appearance of this television. Well, like I said, the size is pretty overwhelming if you're used to smaller televisions. 48 inches really pops out. The screen is crystal clear with most things, even whether it's through an HDMI or a SCART lead or an HD channel or not. At the moment you're watching it via an HDMI lead through my Skybox. The appearance of the TV, well, like a lot of older TVs, older flat screen TVs, they used to have quite a thick lip around the outside. Some of them still do. However, this TV, very thin lip. A friend of mine recently got a new Sony TV, not a smart TV I don't think, but it was a 42 inch, and it looked a lot smaller than his old TV. I would say because the lip around the TV is a lot smaller. However, this one, being so big, you don't really notice it. If anything, it's still massive. And it's quite nice that the TV screen goes from one corner to the other. You feel like it's making the most of all of its space on the screen. The stand, when you get it out initially, it looks quite tacky from afar, like painted plastic, but it's really not. Once you start handling it, it's good quality metal. You bolt it into the bottom of the television, which keeps it nice and sturdy. There's also they give you in the pamphlet a way of making it even more sturdy. You can attach it from the back to the actual unit. However, it seems to hold mine pretty well, so I haven't had to do that. The grips under the stand as well, the rubber grips, they hold it in place perfectly. So yeah, I mean, no problem there. Good little stand. It takes up minimum space. So let's move on to the remote control. The Sony remote. Yeah, I thought it was pretty well, set out. Not too many buttons, for the amount of features on this television. Sometimes on some TVs you see they cram loads of little buttons into the remote for every tiny little feature. This one, not too many. It's pretty easy going, very easy to use. Everything's well sort of, how would you say, sort of signed on the remote. Here are your main buttons really. You got your apps button, Discover, Netflix button. I thought that was a bit of a waste because you can access Netflix through an app, and the app button's right there, so you just click that and then you go into the app. So I don't know, I thought that could have been put to better use. There's a little button up here somewhere, which I thought was pretty cool, that I hadn't seen before. If there's a track on television and you want to know what it is, boop, you give it a click and it should tell you like the track, and the singer and whatever. Down here you have your usual buttons, channels, volume, la-di-da, mute, and there you have a little button called the iManual. Now you don't have much information on the pamphlets about the television. However, if you want to access like a page that will help you out with different things, boop, then here it gives it, you click it, and it sort of, here you can scroll down and it tells you how to use a remote, enjoy Discover, so the Discover button on the remote, home screen menu, picture adjustment, using the applications, enjoying social viewing, because you have a button right there. I don't know whether you can see it, it's a little one just there, just on the outside of the circle there. If you click that, it gives you a load of tweets about the program you're currently watching. What people are talking about and all that, which I thought was a cool little feature, but I'll probably never use it. Watch connected devices, how to connect them up to the actual television or wirelessly, and then just how to use the iManual. So that's a good little thing really, because sometimes you just don't feel like going back to the pamphlets and looking through and da-da-da. You can just click the button and whoop, and then you can see if what you're looking for is on here. So let's move on to the apps and the internet. The app's pretty easy. You have a button just here. Click it, boom. And then it will bring up, boom, the apps page. Here you have the featured ones, so I guess they're the ones that, people use the most and all that. You go down to the bottom left corner, click all apps. It takes you back to that, and then, ta-da, It takes you to the page with all the apps. You know, it'll probably keep updating them, I would think, because you're connected to your Wi-Fi. If you're not, then you should do it. Has a load of quite a few apps. You know, not as many as obviously a lot of sort of smartphones and all that, but it has quite a few. To access the internet, you do have to download the internet browser app. If you do buy one of these, it is right at the end of the list, so just keep going right to the end actually, and then you can download the app. Let's see, I'll show you it. Ding ding ding. Come on. Oh no, wrong button. Boop. So here, if you can see, those are my apps that I've sort of downloaded onto there. Makes it a lot simpler. You just hit the apps button on the remote, and then you can go to your favourite apps on here. So here we have the internet browser one, Facebook, Skype, YouTube. They all play pretty well, good quality. Let's have a quick look at the internet browser one. Now the internet browser on this, I must admit, I'm not too fond of it. It's I have quite a good internet connection, and the actual, I think it's the software on the television, it doesn't seem to work as well as you'd hope, or as fast as you'd hope. Also, as you can probably see on there, let's see if we can focus this, it's all very small, so what you have to do, you have to click the options button, oops-a-daisy, or you just hit the wrong button and just go. So here we are on the internet. I find the writing on the page is really small. It takes you straight to the Sony UK page, so you can go into options, which is that button just there. It will always sort of give you the option to go into the options for the page that you're on at that time. You can go into show, zoom, and zoom in. Now I tend to do that a couple of times for it to be able to see it properly. It's a shame really, and the internet is quite difficult to navigate on this TV. Well, not difficult, but just, you know, niggly. It's just that bit more effort that sometimes you just can't be bothered to put in. So you just go straight to your smartphone and you can look things up so easily on there. I doubt I'll be using this feature that much on the TV, but good to have nonetheless. And the next test I thought I'd try, earlier on the Skybox was via an HDMI lead. Now I'm going to boot up my Xbox 360. I've connected up with a SCART lead, and just to show you the sort of quality of picture and all that, we'll change the input to the SCART lead. The quality, even through its SCART lead, it's bloody good. I mean, I must admit, it's really good. So we'll boot that up, and there we go. On comes the Xbox. I mean, what can I say? Picture-wise, you just cannot fault this TV. You just can't. So let's just pop that off quickly. We'll go back to the sky. Now, as much as the picture is good on this, the sound, to me, although I can be quite picky, I love this television, and the sound is not bad, but it could be so much better. To bring it up to par with the picture on the TV, I would say you need to get some sort of sound bar or a surround sound. Now, if I turn it up,
we could talk anywhere between $100 to $200. Go for it. Yeah. What do you got back there, dude? Let's see.
I don't know whether you can hear it, but to me it seems a little bit tinny. So I'll be looking at, you know, bring it up to par with the image, maybe with a soundbar. I don't know. That's what people tend to do these days, and they take up a lot less space. But we'll have to see. So another feature, obviously, external devices. You can do it wirelessly, but also you can use a USB key. I'll just show you real quick. It has two USB slots on this side of the television. USB stick. Just pop it in. and it'll come up with that message. USB device detected, more or less as soon as it went in. Do you want to start media player? Yes. I haven't actually got anything on my USB key at the moment, but you know, it's really easy. It just takes you straight to this, you select what you want to watch, and boom, you're off. It's pretty dead easy. It takes most formats of video as well, so if not all of them, I'm not sure, but it's dead easy. Anyway, we'll get rid of that, go back to the Sky. And you've got 2 USB slots around this side, so that's pretty useful. And as you saw from the input list, there's quite a few HDMI ports as well. So to wrap it all up, this TV from Curry's is retailed at £749, however reduced to £549. Now I must admit it's a lovely television, and I'm really pleased to have gotten the chance to test it, and you know, to keep it. It's going to be a great addition. Finally a TV. My old one, something very unfortunate happened to it, so I'm using a tiny TV at the moment as my computer screen as well. So this will be a perfect addition to our house. I would not, if I had the money, to be honest with you, pay the full retail price of £749. I don't know, I just think it's got a few too many little things that would annoy me at that price. However, at £549, I would consider it. I wouldn't say I would definitely buy it, but I would definitely consider it. That's it for my review. Thank you once again to Product Testing UK for giving me this chance. Out of 5, I would give it 3.5. Very nice TV, beautiful TV, nice and big, beautiful picture. It's got all the features on there. They just don't work as well as I would have liked, to be honest, for that sort of money. But they are there, and they do work. So yeah, nice TV. Thanks very much. Over and out.